amazing to see, this is unprepared, it's amazing to see so much of Al. It's like, now and all these people who've spoken, it's just there's the same joy of life that Al had reflected in all these young people. It's incredible. I know he'd be unbelievably proud now, as he was then. Let me tell you a little bit about how I met Al. And first of all, I'm representing one of his IBM colleagues, and there's a lot more of them in the room, and I hope I say some things that reflect their view of Al as well, because I'm the one who was lucky enough to say something. I met Al in 1973. I was right off the boat from England, working in IBM Building 51, Computer Drive, and one of several Euro assignees who were there to show the Americans how to get things done. Well, the first thing you notice about Al, unbelievably positive, creative, supportive. We were living in a world where we, tooling organizations. I was brand new to the corporate world, and I remember, we basically fought all the time. We were service research, and there was this bunch of numbskulls up in Kingston, New York, service planning, and Al taught us how to argue and win with them, but with a constructive point of view. And I remember he and I went up there several times and sort of bearded the dragon in their den, and came away victorious, at least claiming we were. He was first of all, he was unbelievably proactive about things. I remember when we moved from a period, I came as right at sort of the end of the punch card era and a lot of things on paper, towards the things where everything was beginning to be online. And I remember one of the things we used to deal with was a core dump to try and analyze a system problem with a pile of paper this thick, full of all the letters of the alphabet, from as long as they were just from A to F, and all the numbers in the world as long as they were 0 through 9. And we'd have to crowd through this. And Al actually wrote very quickly, when we came on board, he wrote a system which would actually display the dump in formatted form. So all the things that you had to sort of plow through looking for were then laid out for you in tidy bunches. And so just saved everybody a tremendous amount of work. And that sort of was him to me from a work point of view. The other thing too, he was unbelievably supportive. He was my boss for a while, as was Al Malone. And Rick Kamlick, who's no longer with us. All of them had a great effect on me. And now there's Stuart's story about why his dad never came to see him play soccer. Makes me glad that I never asked Al why he came to watch me program. So anyway, so the second part, so first that's sort of Al, it was a small capsule of Al as a colleague and a manager. The second is as a friend. Incredibly welcoming. Every time you saw him, he was smiling. He was glad to see you. He had a tremendous sense of mischief. He would often say things that everybody else was thinking, which was occasionally funny. But I remember one of the big things I remember is that he would invite me over for Christmas, and knowing I was away from my parents, I was with my new wife. But sometimes my parents visited too, and we would go over to Al's house at Christmas, and I get to play with Rogers and Stewart's and Stevens' toys, and they had awesome toys. Peggy's I didn't play with so much. but I do remember one Christmas, I think it was Christmas, and Al had basically built a helium balloon, which was powered by little electric motors connected by little tiny wires to a little hand controller, and the little motor controller would make the propellers go backwards and forwards, and there was one that would take it up and down, there was one that would take it backwards and forwards, and one that would shift it left and right. So this ungainly, and by the way, slowly losing its helium balloon, was wandering around the house, and it was just a tremendous amount of fun. But I remember it deeply. Anyway, just the other day, after I had found that Al had left us, I called my mom and said, a good friend left, and she said, "Who's that?" And I said, "Al Liston." She said, "Your name's familiar." And then she said, "Is it the man with the Zeppelin?" That's the one. So, I should remember that. Everybody said this, but I think it does bear repeating. The third aspect of Al, one friend and colleague, was family. It was clear to everybody who knew him how important his family was. And I remember when I came back from Seattle just a couple of years ago, and I ran into Al at one of our monthly luncheons. I asked how the kids were. I swear, 45 minutes went by in the blink of an eye. He was so excited. He went through everybody's, the personality, what is the progeny. It was really great to hear because he could make you enjoy anything. He could room it up when he spoke. No story about family is complete without Sandy. I can't add to how much value and strength and how much of the family she was. I can't provide any of the insights like that. I just remember at the parties that they had, how she was just incredibly welcoming. And I remember when Al would say something that everyone else was thinking, and everybody was going to Sandy would go, "Oh, Al!" And it was this combination of disgust, annoyance, and deep love. And I remember, and she introduced me to a few new words. I remember when she offered me a dope. I'm going, "All right." And I looked at Sandy and Candy, and she went like this, and turned out it's a dope is a soapy. Okay, a Coke. It's Asheville speak, I think. Anyway, so in summary, I'd say, I want to be brief. You've heard a lot of great things from Wicked. Add to him, except a few said things. He was mischievous. One story. Sorry, I forgot. One of the great Christmas presents, I believe, was a reflecting telescope, huge objective lens, which meant phenomenal light gathering. So, and I remember he had it out on the lawn and sort of focused on Jupiter or something like that. You could go around the body and sort of look see Jupiter. But I remember one day he decided he wanted to show how it's good for more than looking at the planets, and he took it to Carl Lake. And I think the Switzers were involved in this, but he mounted the telescope on the edge of the lake, and then on some beach 3/4 of a mile away, he had put something people could look at, and he would invite people to go over and look through the subjective lens and find out what it was. And as you look, you discovered it was in fact beautifully defined, incredibly precise, what you call a gentleman's magazine. And Al would just die laughing every time. So, to wrap it up, there's a phrase that says, you don't know what you've got till it's gone. I don't think that applies to Al, because we all knew everything we had, every minute we were with him. Just seeing him smile, shake your hand, encourage you, made you value every minute you spent with him. So, yeah, that's all. I value that hugely myself, and I know you all do. Thank you.